apparently I've been speaking to the ladies out there. This year 2023 is for us to embrace our feminine energy. Yeah, that means you're going to be soft, you're going to be more nurturing, because in a generation that requires us to be super women, balancing work, relationships, family, it really gets so stressing. So I just figured that we do need more tips on how we can actually have that balance, us being women while still pursuing our careers. Our careers definitely need all that masculine strength, but when it comes to your relationship, you need to be feminine. Being feminine is being the softer side of yourself. That is the nurturing side that God naturally created you to be. Look at your soft body, look at your softer tone of voice, the way you take care of your appearance. Definitely, that is the balance you're bringing in a man's world, your family, that softness. Because everybody else is in their masculine, especially the men. So a lady is the only balance that God gave to a man. That is why you find him saying he wants a woman that brings him peace. Why? Because naturally men are masculine. They're always out there providing, protecting, working hard, on the hustle, on the run, and they barely have time to be soft because everything is about achieving, competition, and that is what defines a masculine man. They are aggressive, they are strong. As ladies in our career, we do take on those similar qualities, but at the end of the day, if you take those similar qualities and apply them in your relationship, you're bound to have a lot of stress, because now when it comes to your relationship, you're definitely supposed to be a woman, because a man and a woman were created for different things. So if you embrace your softer side of being a lady, trust me, the results are really great. Okay, hello there, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Zoe Inspiration. Here I do speak love, dating and relationships. In case it's your first time, you can definitely hit the subscribe button down below, and you have more of this. All the relationship talk is right on this channel. Inspiration. So today basically I want to speak about the wounded feminine. Most of you are wondering, why are women in this generation broken? So I'm going to break it down in one topic, which is called the wounded feminine. Now personally, I'm still working on myself, perfecting myself in my feminine energy. So if you want to join me, it's all good. Because before, I have been the strong, independent woman. I don't need a man. I can do for myself everything. I can buy myself flowers. I can, do all these things alone. And that is the position most ladies in this generation are. But that is called being in your wounded feminine. Being in your wounded feminine, it means you're a woman, but you've put up defensive mechanisms in the way you behave, because you are traumatized, you've experienced something basically that has affected your view as a woman. So now healing your wounded feminine is the only way you'll be able to tap into your softer side as a woman, to be completely feminine, so that you don't scare away the masculine man who just wants to protect, provide, take care of you, so that you glow. Trust me, however much you have your own money, however much you have a great career, if you do not have a man that is taking charge, leading, planning dates, initiating conversations, you'll always feel like a man and you will never be relaxed. Yet your body is supposed to glow naturally from that peace that comes from having a masculine man taking charge and you being relaxed and just receiving. So now, first of all, let's look at the background of being in your wounded feminine. There are two reasons I'm going to look at. First of all, ladies who feel like they can do everything alone, they don't need men. First of all, that view could have been gotten from your background. That means you've grown up with a single mother. and maybe you watched her get hurt by your father, or he was absent as a father figure, so your mother had to take charge of everything. So as a young girl, you watch your mother do all these things alone, and growing up, you end up thinking that if my mother did it alone, then definitely I can do it alone. Or if my mother was tortured by a man, then men are not really good. I have to have my own money. I have to have everything secured so that men don't step in the way of my independence. Men don't bully me. Men don't abuse me. So basically, that is how the wounded feminine comes to be. And then some of you have grown up feminine in a healthy family background, but the reason as to why you're in your wounded feminine is because you've experienced a toxic relationship. Let's say you've been with a rich man, he had all the money, he was providing. Some of these men are toxic masculine. They're toxic masculine. It means we have the healthy masculine and the toxic one. Toxic people can be both men and women. Now, a man in his toxic masculine, we shall not really expound on him, but he's basically a man who still provides and protects, but in a toxic way. It's abusive. These are the men that will control you. I don't want you living in the house. I don't want you working, because they're insecure, and insecurity is toxic. So they'll put the insecurity on you, they project it in you, and then you don't even feel beautiful enough, you don't feel good enough. Perhaps you went to school and this man says, I don't want you to work. So that is not healthy while in a relationship. But now, some of you have experienced those toxic relationships, and now after suffering in those relationships, sometimes you're even beaten. Let's say this man says, I want you back at home at a particular time, and you come back later and he beats you. Now that is a toxic relationship. Once you're out of it and you're tired, you learn how to make your own money, and you're like, he was providing, I was depending on him, and he did not see my value. So now I can make my own money. I am as good as a man. I don't need a man. Now, let's say you're in a relationship, a new one, and you look for a weaker man. You want to do the orders around the house. You basically want to control this man. And sometimes you may get one that you do that to, but trust me, it's a wrong move, because men naturally have an ego. They want to control situations. They want to feel like men in the house. So as a lady, if you start controlling your man and you make decisions for him, you initiate calls. Some of you have been the ones to propose to your men. Some of you approach your men for a relationship. That is you being in your wounded feminine. Because naturally, as ladies, in a video that you can watch at the end of this, I do speak about how to tap into your feminine energy. When God created men and women, He created us for different purposes. Ladies, you're supposed to receive. That is why even if you're having sexual intercourse, your body naturally receives. Yeah? Your body naturally receives. Yeah, so if you don't let the man lead, there is something wrong. You can lead in your career, you can be a CEO, but in a relationship, if you're the one who is forced to take control all the time, honey, you could be wounded and you need to heal your feminine side. Because now the issue with being in your wounded feminine, actually, you normally attract men who are weak. They are not real men, and those are the men that we can call the feminine men. These are basically men who behave like women. Some men also are wounded, then they are wounded feminine. Yes, so they are like ladies. They're the ones that want ladies to control them. They want ladies to give them money. So now the disadvantage to you, the strong, independent woman, why you're stressed, it's because the more you're strong, the more you're independent, it's the more you become a target for the weaker men. Sometimes they're not even weaker. They are just men that have not completely become established. So they need help of a woman who is strong, who is independent. And in that case, you will find yourself providing for your family, yet you have a man. You find yourself having to tell this man what to do. Let's say even if he has the degree, you apply for him. Instead of him applying for a job, you apply for him. You do things for this man, basically. It's like you become his mother. And now we see how that ends. That game is really toxic, because that is how we have men waking up eventually and leaving you after you building them, because like I said, men naturally have egos. However wounded he may be, at the end of the day, at the back of his mind, he knows he is a man. The society will always judge him. If he's dating a woman that has more money than him, there's a way society will judge him. So basically, if you're a lady out there, honey, don't be the one to play the losing game. You don't want to invest in a man and then at the end of the day he leaves you, because naturally as men, that is just their ego. They are masculine. However much you find him, you have more money and you're ready to invest, honey, don't be surprised if he wakes up and leaves you. That is why at the end of the day, if you want to experience a beautiful relationship, ladies, learn to be feminine. You don't have to date men at their worst. Even if he's at his worst, you date him in a feminine way. We see women as inspiration in their feminine. The more you ask him for something and he's not able to provide it, you'll actually inspire him to work hard so that he provides for you. But the more you give to a man, it's like you making him paralyzed to do his own role. So ladies, remember the feminine energy will inspire men into their masculine. You don't step into their role for them, you just inspire him. You're like, baby, you've got this, you can apply for that job, you can do it. Baby, do you want me to cook you a meal as you write your application out? You know, like just that feminine side of you. Trust me, it will drive the man into his masculine. But as soon as you step into his own role, you're directly providing competition. And naturally, if he's a man, he already has that masculine energy that wants to compete. So if you're competitive, you're taking charge, you make him feel like he's not a man, and it embarrasses him. He resents you in the long run. That is why he will wake up and leave you for a woman, even if it's a maid, even if it's a woman that you make more money than, you're more beautiful than, as long as this woman makes him feel like a man. Yeah? It's very, very simple logic, ladies. As long as you make a man feel like his competition, he's fighting for his pants with you, he will never feel like a man. And that is how some of you actually, in the long run, you end up disrespecting your men, because you feel like, I am the one providing, I am the one always taking charge of the family, I am the one who is always initiating conversation, I am the one who is always, just taking control of the situation. So at the end of the day, you feel like you cannot respect him, and yet respect to a man is equal to love. Ladies, we desire to be loved and men desire to be respected. So neither of us is to blame, but we all need to check how we are handling ourselves while in a relationship. The masculine and the feminine energy, you need to strike a balance. Ladies, learn to be feminine, and men, let's learn to be masculine. That is the only solution we have in our relationship in this current generation. And trust me, it's the reason relationships are failing. Women, you have become too masculine, which is okay for your career. But when it comes to your relationship, my darlings, you're never supposed to escape your role. You're never supposed to escape your role. You're the nurturers of the home, okay? Because if you leave the children, who is taking care of these children? If you don't want to cook a meal for your man, that is how they feel loved and treasured. You're always buying food. Yes, you have the money, but this man wants to eat a meal for his own woman. That is how he feels like you love him, So ladies, let's just try to heal our wounded side. First of all, acknowledge that men are not all the same. If you met a toxic one, try to change your taste. If you are making your own money, however much you date a man you make more money than, let him take charge, let him take care of you. Like, being feminine is about you relaxing and knowing that somebody has got you. Honey, that will always be a beautiful relationship. Take care of your children, take care of your man, because naturally that is all about being feminine, okay? And then to the men out there, if you are a man that is not yet well established, being a provider is mindset. Yes, it is mindset. Because I've seen men who make a lot of money, they never provide for their families, but I've seen men that earn little, yet their family has never lacked. So ladies, whether he makes more money or he doesn't, respect him. And in the first place, if you feel like you cannot respect him, don't be with him, because no man is going to tolerate your disrespect. Okay? And men, toxic masculine men, however much you have money, a relationship calls for more than money. Ladies these days are making their own money, so work on your character. You don't need to control her, you don't need to be insecure, because the more insecure you are is the more you mistreat her. And no woman wants to be in a relationship where she doesn't feel like a queen, valued. Okay, I will continue with this in my next edition. Otherwise, I hope you guys have learned a lot. If you want more on this very topic, you can always put your opinion in the comment section and I'll address it in my next video. Other than that, subscribe to Zoe Inspiration. Follow me on all my social media handles. That is Zoe Inspiration UG. I love you guys. Thanks for the love you've been showing. Share, because this generation needs God. God created us women and men. So let's stop saying men are the problem, ladies are the problem. Honey, we are all responsible for our own actions. Okay, 2023, we can do better. Queens, embrace your feminine energy to attract a true masculine man. Somebody once told me that if you can show a man that you can withstand the storm, you will never see the sunshine. So don't be bullied into thinking that if you don't have money, you're less deserving of your man. No, honey. The abilities that you have as a woman, your feminine strength, like you can create life, a man cannot. Let him also prove to you his role, because that is what naturally God created him for. So enough of this, what you bring to the table as a woman. Honey, as long as you're able to produce children and this man is not able to, it means that God gave you that gift and it's already something you're putting on table. As long as you can birth kids, take care of them, maintain the empire that he built, you just decorate in the house. That is all being feminine. Check out the video at the end about how to tap into your feminine side. I do give you all these tips. Otherwise, don't let anyone fool you like you're not providing anything as a woman on the table. First of all, a man who doesn't know your value is not a man worth being with. So think about it. Ciao.